Welcome to today's video, where today we are discussing the card Neo-Spacian Dark Panther. It is a Beast-type Dark Attribute monster. It is level 3 with 1000 attack and 500 defense. Stats-wise, meh. Decent at best. However, it's quite an interesting card in a way. This is what its effect reads. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Until the end phase, while you control this face-up card, this card's name and effects become those of that target. This means that if your opponent has a really strong monster out with a really good effect, and you just have to normal summon Dark Panther, take their effect, destroy them. Let's say a Judgment Dragon. They have Judgment Dragon out, it's hard to bring out in, let's say, your Neo stack. You just summon Dark Panther, copy Judgment Dragon's effect, pay 1000 life points via Judgment Dragon's effect you gained, destroy the field, then attack directly. Sure, it's only 1000 damage then, but you get rid of a Judgment Dragon and possible other monsters and spell and traps on their field, which is great. Dark Armed Dragon is another monster you could copy, difficult to summon, good effect. It can help with assault modes in a way, if the opponent, let's say, has a Stardust Dragon out, or even a Red Dragon Archfiend, or an Arcanite Magician, or whatever uses Assault Mode, and you have Assault Mode activate yourself, and the Assault Mode card, you just don't have the necessary card on the field yet, like Stardust Assault, you could play Dark Panther. Yeah, it's very situational, it's extremely unlikely you actually get into the scenario, but it is a possibility. An interesting thing is that it says, while you control this face-up card, this card's name and effects become those of that target, which means, let's say you copy the name of an opponent's monster that is fusion material for one of your fusion monsters. Let's make it really simple, just coming up with this now, so I don't have like a card prepared, but Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Let's just use that as the first example. Requires 3 times Blue Eyes Our Dragon. You only have 2 in your hand and polymerization. Yeah? You summon Neo-Spacian Dark Panther, your opponent has Blue Eyes. You use Dark Panther's effect to copy the name of Blue Eyes. Sure, you can't copy its effect, but you only need to target a face-up monster, and that's not necessarily an effect monster. You target the face-up monster, if it has an effect, you take it, if not, you don't. But either way, you take its name. Dark Panther becomes Blue Eyes. That means 1 Blue Eyes on the field, 2 in hand, polymerization, summon. Easy. However, Dark Panther, as with the other 2 Blue Eyes that are used for fusion material, are sent to the graveyard. As soon as it leaves the field, before it even hits the graveyard, it already isn't treated as Blue Eyes anymore. The fusion summon still works fine because it was Blue Eyes when it was on the field, but in the graveyard it doesn't. So a card like Defusion. No, I'd actually need to check Defusion for the exact wording. If it says fusion materials listed on the card or fusion materials used for the fusion summon. Let's check Defusion, because if it's how I think it is, I figured it out. Trigger 1 fusion monster on the field, return that target. If all fusion material monsters that were used for fusion summon are in the grave, you can summon all of them. So in the scenario that I just explained with Blue Eyes Ultimate, you could summon Dark Panther back even though it's not called Blue Eyes anymore. However, even though I can't think of one right now, there has to be a card that says summon the fusion materials. No, the fusion materials. If the monsters, like, summon one of the fusion materials back that's listed, like something with, you have a fusion monster on your field, summon one of the monsters from your graveyard that's listed on that fusion monster's fusion material. In that case, you can only summon a Blue Eyes. You cannot summon Dark Panther, even though it was treated as Blue Eyes before. If you can come up with one of those cards for which that part of the effect matters, that it isn't treated as the monster anymore when in the graveyard, let me know. Other things. Neo-Spacian Dark Panther, it's not just a monster that can copy effects. It is a Neo-Spacian. It is usable in Neo stacks. So what does it become? Well, if you contact fuse Neo-Spacian Dark Panther with Elemental Hero Neos, and yes, contact fusion, doesn't need polymerization. Instead, the monsters have to be on the field and then are shuffled back into the deck. Neos plus Neo-Spacian Dark Panther become Elemental Hero Dark Neos. If this card is not already targeting a monster with this effect, you can target a face-up effect monster on the field, and that target's effect on the field is negated. It doesn't copy the effect like Dark Panther does, though. And notes, just like with all Elemental Hero Neos Contact Fusion monsters that are shuffled back into the extra deck during the end phase, unless, of course, that effect is negated or you have Neo-Space on the field. Now, if you take Neos and Dark Panther, but also Neo-Spacian Glowmoss, you get Element Hero Chaos Neos. During the end phase, shuffle this card to the extra deck, as general. However, then set all face-up monsters on the field, so everything that's face-up attack, face-up defense, all face-down defense. Once per turn during your main phase 1, so you then still have to have a Chaos Neos on the field. No, this is a completely separate effect. I don't know why it's listed before. Anyway, yeah, you set them all. It might be usable with things like Shield Crush, with, was it Reverse Mirror Force, something like that. Yeah. Then they... No, it doesn't work with it. They can still change your attack in their turn. Anyway, other part of the effect, once per turn during your main phase 1, you can task going 3 times. 3 heads destroy all of their monsters. 2 heads, for the rest of the turn, their effects are negated. 1, return all monsters you control to the hand, which you probably wouldn't want, because that's bad. Anyway, what else do we have? Dark Panther, what else can it can copy Xyz monsters. Why would this be useful? Yeah, like I was thinking rank up magic, but since it doesn't actually become the rank, or actually become an Xyz monster, like you can't really use rank up magic with it in any way. However, it can still copy the name and effects of an Xyz monster. Sure, like, if you take number 39 Utopia, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to use the Dark Panther to take its effect, yeah. Utopia can also negate an attack that you do. When any player's monster declares an attack. However, since Dark Panther cannot detach Xyz materials, it just can't negate the effect. But it still has the effect. It also has the name. Therefore, if you take over the name of an opponent's number 39 Utopia, you could Chaos Xyz change into your Chaos number 39 Utopia Ray, or Shining number 39, was it Utopia the Lightning, which is a really good card these days. So that is a way that you could use Dark Panther. I know that it is in Contact Out, which pretty sure is like a defusion-ish thing for Neos fusions. Because, well, you can't really use defusion because the monsters aren't in your graveyard, they're in your deck, so Contact Out is used for that. And next, very similar, but just not with Neos in the center. Like, you can, here's like Glowmoss in the center, and here it's not. They swap the places, some of them. They've moved a little bit, but like, where's Glowmoss in this one? It's right there. You can just almost not see him. Yeah, okay, that was Dark Panther, most of what I could come up with. Let's see if the tips and trivia has some extra things for us. Can be searched by a bunch of things, including some specific Neo-Spacian and Neo support. Yep, you can do that. Copying an opponent's monster's effects. Judgment Dragon, among them. Opposing Glow Neos. I don't remember what that does. Let's see. During the end phase, shuffle this card into the extra deck. The most put on your main phase 1. Target 1 face up card the opponent controls. Destroy it. Then apply an effect. I suppose you could. Or it can destroy a monster, so why not? And if you're like playing a sort of a format or whatever game where you expect these mirror matches, it can help. Neo Sleep Back in Tournament or advice use this card because it can mimic Judgment Dragon, so yeah. Use this card in mirror match, substitute any card you haven't drawn. I suppose it can be used in Gladiator Beast to help contact fusions, but only if you know it's mirror match. Wicked Avatar copies its effect, it will have the same attack as Wicked Avatar, okay. You can take Red Dragon Archfiend to get Assault Mode, I said that about Stardust. You can take the name of Sirocco and target itself with stolen effects. Once per turn, you can target a black one once you control against attack equal to the attack of black one once currently on the field. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought that was just on your side, but then it gets the boost from their mon. That's Pokemon. Anyway, their monster. This can work well against Stardust Dragon and its Assault Mode. Simply copy Stardust Dragon and activate a card that can destroy Stardust Dragon. They will then likely tribute their thing, and then you tribute, your Stardust Dragon or their Assault Mode, your Assault Mode, or your Panther that has the effect of Assault Mode. That is one. That is one. Stardust Dragon Submode. I think it came out with something. Let's read the effect. If you negate an effect this way, you could special summon this card from your graveyard during the end phase. However, we need to go back to Dark Panther. Because that's a separate effect that, like, it can only happen when Stardust Dragon Assault actually tributes itself to destroy something. But it's a separate effect. While you control this face-up card, name and effects become those of that target. So, if you use it as Stardust Assault, you contribute it to negate and destroy something, but you won't get it back because that's a separate effect. And it's not like something that applies later on that's part of the same effect. Pretty darn sure. If there's any rulings people out there that know it's different, let me know. Just read the card again, just to be safe, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Assault. If you negate an effect this way, yeah, seems like it. It is a let's see. Summon, quick, it's tribute and destroy. If you negate this can special scrap from graveyard during the end phase, that's a trigger, yeah. Especially if it's a trigger so it doesn't work. You can negate and destroy, but you won't get it back. Great counter against Spirit Reaper, I suppose, because it targets, and then poof, gone. Use Utopia, you can get Utopia Ray, Shock Device, I suppose, as well. Trivia. It's in contact out next. These two. NS, Neo-Spacian, strongest Neo-Spacian in terms of attack. Let's think. Hummingbird is 800, Aqua Dolphin is 6'8", Grimola is like 9'3", Panther has 10'5", Glowmoth has 3'9", Flash Scarab is like 5'6", I think. So yeah, 1,000 attack for Neo-Spacian Dark Panther, the only stat of the Neo-Spacians that actually reach 1,000. Alright, that was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video for today for Neo-Spacian Dark Panther. Have you ever used it in a deck? A Neos deck especially, because that's when you generally use the card. Or have you ever used it in another deck? Please let me know. And if you can think of any strategies that you could use Dark Panther for, let me know in the comments as well. Also, leave your suggestions for any other card you want me to discuss. I won't promise to actually discuss the card, but there's a chance. I do sometimes look at comments to decide on what card to go for. That was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you later. Goodbye.